Critical Point Reviews. Transformers.
3D.
Yeah, what was it called?
That's a good question.
The Dark of the Moon or something like that.
Something like that. It had to do with the moon.
We went and saw it.
Woohoo! Saw it last night.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. 8:45, the first showing. Oh. But
in case you haven't noticed, Sam is wearing his 3D glasses.
yes, I am.
Yes, because we don't recycle here.
And I'm wearing a polo today. I felt it was appropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't recycle 3D glasses. There was something at our theater that's like, please be green and recycle. We don't do that. We are not about that here. So, not to offend anyone, but as another guy said in the theater, I can't believe they're doing the green stuff for the 3D glasses now.
He used some expletives, but
Yes, we won't use those.
we won't do that today. But on to the review.
I don't even know if they're going to know what expletives mean. I don't. So.
Look it up, dictionary.com.
Go read your dictionary, kids.
But okay, so Transformers.
Yes.
Transformers 3.
This is probably going to be a very short review.
I hope so.
Transformers 3, I'll go ahead and start it off.
Yes, please.
It was nowhere near as good as the original. I thought the original was pretty good. You know, the action story. I mean, the story's pretty good. You know, it was like your basic popcorn, you know, summer action film. You know, sort of like The Mummy. I mean, not as good as The Mummy in my opinion, but you know, it sort of had that same, sort of had the same play. You know, didn't get all. You know, I wasn't expecting to get any high critical acclaim, which it didn't. But you know, it was like your normal movie. Transformers 2 though. Oh, cookie jar. Oh, there's a piece of the cube. And the whole story, yeah, that was.
I don't even remember the story.
I do, and it was because that's why that movie was horrible.
Yes,
I
blocked it from my memory.
I'll never forget. I've seen the movie twice. I slept there the first time, and I slept there the second one. I thought maybe I missed something that I slept through it. Yeah.
Did you catch it the second time?
No, I fell asleep again.
Yeah, it was horrible. But this one, like for me, just to sum up how I felt about it, I guess. There seemed to be like 3 or 4 things that was really good about the original. One was the comedy. I didn't expect it to be funny, and it was funny. It had great action, had a great story, and they did a good job with the script. Like the way that they presented it, was reasonable. They didn't take themselves too seriously. We talked about this. It didn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time, it kept a certain quality to the point where you could take it somewhat seriously in moments where it needed to be
serious in its universe, like,
right, and within the confines of the story and the nature of what's going on and everything. The second one was mostly just action, and that's basically all it really provided. It was a pretty sorry movie.
Oh, it was. I mean, I love action in a film, but when you just have it from the very beginning, like I said, the kid finds a piece. It's probably what I don't know. I guess it's like a year, or, even if it was like a month. The fact that you're finding this like very important thing behind a freaking jar of what I don't know. But I was like, really? And then that's pretty much how the whole rest of the movie went.
And I don't remember one thing that was funny about that movie, but they tried to be funny.
They tried to be funny.
Can you think of anything that was funny on that movie?
No.
Thank you.
Even the acting, like which we'll get to on the third one, was quite bad.
It was horrible acting. The story was bad. The script was bad.
Wait, no, on the third one.
The second one. I'm talking about the second one.
Oh, okay. But what I was, referencing back to the third one, most of the acting is pretty bad, but it's laughable.
It's funny. They seem to pay more attention.
The second movie, the acting's just bad, and you don't even get anything from it. I mean, you don't even laugh. You don't find it funny. It's just wow, this.
But I laughed at the third one. The third one was funny. It had most of the stuff in the movie was actually that was trying to be funny was funny.
And for me, I know when I went into this movie, my expectations were set all the way to the floor, like I think I said on a previous review for this. And when I came out of it, I was pretty. It was slight. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. It was better than I thought it was gonna be.
And I didn't really go in knowing if it would be good or bad. I was trying not to commit to it. I was hoping that Sean would do what he said. My voice just cracked up. It might have. It always sounds different when you listen back to it.
But anyway, the classes, guys.
I was
new voice.
As far as what Shy did, I thought he did like he seemed like he really was trying his best.
That's the thing, though. Like I know that I thought some of that screaming was a little bit. I mean, it was funny a couple.
Oh
of
yeah,
times,
towards the end especially.
But it was just like,
but like,
like literally, imagine that like 15 times in the movie, and literally like he would literally scream just like that. Well, I found that. I mean, you know, some of his stuff was it was definitely sort of funny, but I felt it was some. He did, you know, he did an okay job, but I felt like the screaming like was just way over the top.
For me, the first half of the movie was better than the second half.
Have you noticed, even during the first movie, every single movie, there's always a Optimus. Every single
movie. It's like
movie.
sweat coming down.
Yeah, it's like gunshots ablaze.
Yeah. But I don't know, like to me, it seemed like the first half was probably the best half of the movie. The second half just had a lot of issues, and it was like you felt that you was expecting like cheesiness and stuff, and to some point I was too, but I thought a lot of it could have been avoided, and some of it was just like unnecessary. The Chinese guy, he was pretty funny.
Kim Jong, yeah,
he was over the top, but he was kind of funny though. I thought he was pretty funny.
Yeah,
but
he's pretty funny in pretty much everything he does.
Yeah, but like I thought the comedy was there, the action was there. The
comedy was there for the most part.
For the most part,
there were a few drops.
I would have given it a passing grade. As far as comedy. The story was like, and this is my feeling towards the story. They had the fine, foundation. We've seen it before, but there's nothing wrong with the foundation of the story. The issue I had was they didn't really try and do anything special with it, like to make it a little bit more than what it, the foundation gave it. And so that's my issue with the story. But the story was still, good enough for what, the movie needed, I felt.
Well, yeah, I mean, I felt it was 10 times better than the last one.
The last one, what was the story?
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least it was believable, and it wasn't really, but you get on.
It was good for the.
And it's it's in the Transformers realm. The fact that they're saying there's robots, huge robots that can transform. It exists. It was
for the nature of the story, of the whole background of the story. It was fine.
But yeah, I mean, and the acting, like I said, was. There were some people that just like couldn't act. The girl could not act.
I didn't see a point in her even being on this movie.
Like
I didn't see a benefit for her being there. I didn't see like.
And I will, yeah. She pretty much like from the very beginning of the movie. I mean, I guess like she was just there for the looks, like normal Michael Bay movies does. I mean, I think she never acted in anything before. I think I heard she was a Victoria's Secret model before she came into this. So I mean. You sort of get what you paid for there.
Well,
but I felt this movie took itself serious way too much.
Yeah, it took itself too serious.
Only 2 times when the line from John.
I think it was more than 2 times for me.
No. What I'm saying, only 2 times did it actually work, and they were like really, really short.
Okay.
When he was talking about like when the world ended, where are you gonna when the robots took over? John, the guy in the wheelchair, the curly hair guy.
Yeah.
When the robots took over.
That actually kind of felt more like the original.
It worked. And
what was the second time?
When they would sort of like pan through the town, like they were driving in, you saw all the people, and like all the records. That was the only time it worked.
That was actually pretty good, and it slowed down. Yeah. And that's another thing. Like I felt like there's some things that kind of got gimmicky, and like stuff they used too much. Like they overused like slow motion, and like sometimes it was good, but then sometimes it was like okay, like the whole, almost half the movie felt like it was in slow motion, and it's like, at some point it's like, okay, I don't know if it's just you're doing it for effect or, it's not really necessary.
I mean, it's just, I felt like it was sort of had to do it. I know you didn't really like the 3D, but I did enjoy it. Like
for me, I know it was for you, but for me there was no moment where I was like, oh, I'm glad this is in 3D. I was like, I wouldn't want to.
I don't know, actually, because most 3D movies, I think the only 2 good 3D movies, Resident Evil 3D, which was a horrible movie.
I expected it to be a horrible movie, but great.
The 3D was pretty awesome.
It made it worse going this way.
And the Christmas Carol, the Disney movie they released 2 years back.
Yeah, I think
that movie was not a kids movie. There was kids in that theater when I went, and I was creeped out. I was like, what? But no, that had awesome 3D. I felt this one, there
was no scene that I saw that was wow, that's amazing.
But 2 of the other guys that went with us, Aaron and Sean, they didn't really like 3D either. But they were saying I don't really see the purpose of 3D, and really there's no real purpose of 3D. It's just a cash grab just to get more money.
If you could go cheaper if you're gonna see it.
But I'll give it a 3 minus. as you used last
I don't
time.
use that. I don't know.
So
Was
your
that the Green Lantern?
expectations really low. Yes, really low expectations. But
In a way,
that's how I went. I enjoyed it. The acting was really campy. What?
all right. In a way, I hate to do this, but I would give it a 2.5.
That's fine.
And
I was between a 2.5 and a 3, but I just felt so.
well, I'll give it a 2.5. And I would say if you already were planning on going to see it, go see it. I have no reason to say don't see it, but I don't really have a reason to say go see it either. So if you're planning on seeing it, I'd say go ahead and see it.
So that's the review. So thank you for watching. Subscribe and comment.